Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another Reddit story for you. This one is a Best of Redditor update. Hey yo. And is titled, I got a text from my sister's bestie about her and my husband loving me too much to do anything to hurt me. With an update. Originally posted May 8th, 2024. My sister's bestie told me that she feels guilty for being a snitch, but that she couldn't do this to me anymore because she thinks that I am a kind person. I don't deserve this. My sister and my husband have always gotten along very well. They're both brilliant. Both lecturers at the university, and they have so much in common. I'm not stupid, but I never loved school, and I have high school education. They have become best friends throughout the years, 14 years, but never once did I feel uncomfortable about it since my husband has shown me nothing but love and respect. The opposite. Until now, I counted myself lucky that the two people I love most in this world get along so well. Oh! The sister's bestie was warning OP about her sister and the husband. I'm sorry. But now I feel nauseated. The bestie sent me screenshots upon screenshots of her conversation with my sister. My sister has feelings for my husband, and she appears to know that my husband feels the same way about her too. In one of the texts, my sister wrote that she loved me too much to do anything to hurt me. In another, she wrote that I am too dear to both her and my husband to do anything that would hurt me. She seems to think that they're soulmates, which is odd because the talk about soulmates came up once between my husband and I when I told him that I didn't want us to be soulmates. He was curious and asked me why. I told him because soulmates meant that we are programmed or destined to fit together. There's no free will involved, and I want my love to come from a free space, not a predestined place. He laughed and said he loved that, but apparently they're soulmates. I know that I need to talk to him, but I am dreading that. I am in so much despair right now. Relevant comments here. A commenter says, if what the friend sent is true, you need to take a moment to gather your thoughts before this talk you need to have with your husband. If possible, check his phone so you have a first-hand look at the communication, not the friend's one. If real, the emotional affair is more than enough of a betrayal. OP responds, for me, even an emotional affair is a deal breaker, unfortunately. And we have an edit. Edit, same post, same day. Hi, thanks for your help. I asked how I would be sure before asking my husband so he doesn't just blatantly lie, and you suggested I look into his phone. Thanks for the suggestion. I did. I told him about my sister's conversations with her best friend and showed him the screenshots. He was shocked at first and said he had no romantic feelings for her and he had no idea about her feelings, so I asked to see his phone. I read their texts and emails, and I was shocked that their contact is way more extensive and intense than I thought. They talk on a daily basis. They have lunch multiple times a week. Nothing sexual in the text, but yeah, he is stupid if he doesn't know that she loves him, and he must think that I am stupid if after reading I wouldn't get the feeling that he has some feelings too. In one of her texts, she wrote that she wished they had met first and under different circumstances. His answer wasn't totally dismissive. He wrote, yeah, it probably would have been different. When I asked him about it, he said, well, yeah, if he didn't know and love me, he probably would have been interested in another, my sister included. But he loves me, and she is a close friend of his. So there's no sexual relationship between them, but I am not sure that's enough for me. I think they're both wrong and should have nipped it in the bud way earlier. I don't know what to do now. I think I need time for myself to process this. I don't feel well at all about this, and I don't want to make decisions from a place of fear and hurt nor convenience. I'm sorry I can't answer all private messages because I don't use my phone that often, but our ages are, my husband's 45, I'm 42, my sister is 38. My husband and I have been together for 16 years and married for 14. My sister is single. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I have my own business. We don't have children. My sister has 2 from a previous relationship. Another update here, but before we dive into that, given what we know now, how does that change things? Can he seriously not think or not be aware of her feelings for him? Is he innocent here? Emotional intelligence and brain smarts are not the same thing, right? They're not the same thing at all. He knows it wasn't okay, but like the attention, he very well could have no freaking clue. Like we talked about in the podcast with Ellen and Sergeant Mac, like the conversation was about the game. And it's more of like as a woman, you have to know how to play the game, but it is not this kind of game, obviously. But the conversation was between Sergeant Mac and I, like, we don't even know the game's going on. Like, there are things that women are aware of socially that men have no idea are happening. And it could be the same situation here. He could truly have no idea. The fact that his wife was surprised how much they talk and how often they have lunch together, those are red flags. For me, that is a context clue that says, yeah, he knew something was wrong because he was withholding that information. If she didn't know how often they talked and how often they met, why did she not know? She didn't know because he didn't mention it. Why did he not mention it? Because he knew it was wrong? What other reasons could there be? He's just oblivious, JD. It's the whole her being surprised about how about the frequency and depth of their communication. He didn't hide it though. You're right, get jazzy on it. He was like, yeah, sure, take a look. It could be. I mean, if he had kept her in the loop about how often they were talking and meeting for lunch, I'd feel much better about it, but he could be completely oblivious here, and he didn't hesitate to hand his phone over, so good for him there. He could have been enjoying the intellectual conversation and friendship so much that he was intentionally ignoring the romantic vibes that she was sending his way, or deflecting them, right? Pretending it's not there because that complicates things, and he doesn't want to complicate things. He enjoys their friendship too much to complicate things. So he pretended like it didn't exist. He was in denial, both to himself and to his wife. Entirely possible. Here's the update. Same post, May 9th, 2024, next day. So now I have had some long talks and discussions with my husband. He seems to think that this is getting bigger than it is supposed to because I told him that I needed time alone to think and digest this. He said that he doesn't understand why I am this hurt since he loves me and nobody else. I didn't relent, however, and he admitted that he knows that my sister is in love with him because she has told him so. Oh, well, shit, sir. And you just ignored it. You just like, I will not let my wife know about this because that will complicate things. But she knows that nothing can happen between them, so she is fine with just friendship. Martyr. He loves her, but not romantically, and he's happy to have a friend like her. Their friendship is important to him, and he doesn't want it to end because I don't trust him and his love for me. Dude, you can't be friends with someone who says that they're in love with you. It doesn't work that way. You're like, could you just put a pin in that? Could you like deactivate that part of you so we can still be friends? And she's like, sure. And he's like, cool. He made a comparison to my best friend and asked what I would think if he asked me to cut my best friend out of my life. He admitted that intellectually he has more in common with her than with me, but that the heart doesn't always choose who we are more compatible with, and he loves and is physically attracted to me. I think this whole situation is messed up. I am repulsed by them both. I texted my sister all of her screenshots, and she wrote that she was disappointed in her bestie, and that your husband is all yours because I would never let anything happen that would hurt you because you are the most important person to me. Clearly, bitch. Is that why you confessed your love to my husband? In other words, they are both contradicting each other since both seem to believe that they are the one who is not letting a relationship between them grow for my sake. So sister's like, he has feelings for me, but I've told him I will never because of you. Okay. Harlot. It's not getting any better. There's another update, I think. Relevant comments there on them meeting for lunch. About the lunches, he says that it's because they both work at the university and they eat lunch when both are in office. But that isn't true because they don't work in the same building. Commenter, how did he act? Was he truly shocked? Why did he hide how intense their communication was? Original OP, he was probably more shocked that my sister is talking to her best friend about this. Otherwise, he knows everything and probably likes it or he would have stopped it. Commenter, other women's husbands are not your soulmates. As an academic, I know academics are often very emotionally dysregulated individuals inclined to abstract and even magical thinking. Are you sure she isn't delusional? They both sound like idiots. Original OP, they are idiots. Yes, if I was her and I had developed feelings for my sister's husband, I would have nipped it immediately. She is not a heroine for not wanting to hurt me and sacrificing her happiness instead. If I was him, I would have immediately gone no contact with someone who has feelings for me, if we are to believe that he doesn't reciprocate her feelings like he is pretending, if I had any respect for my spouse. So they are both idiots. Yes. We have another update. The biggest surprise for me in this is that they've been married for 16 years. This is just now coming to a head. She's 38. The sister is 38, but she's single. So it's like she's always been pining for him. And finally, it got to a point where she just couldn't take it anymore. Or it got to a point where the friend couldn't take it anymore and was like, you know what? This is up. I'm ratting you out. Check deleted messages. Update post June 15th, 2024, 1 month and 1 week later. I have written here and a few comments about my soon-to-be ex-husband and my sister. I left him about a week after, and he texted me day and night about how much he loved me and wanted me back, and then he just stopped. That's when I found out that my sister left her children at my parents' house and moved in with my husband. Oh. This made everything come out to the rest of my family, and my parents were shocked, and my mother really looked like she was already showing PTSD symptoms about how disgusting she felt this whole thing was. She kept calling it incest and asking, is that even legal? Bless her heart. I guess that is how much my sister cared not to hurt me if you read my first post. Even though I have been well composed and so calm that I surprised myself, I still tried my hardest to look back on my whole life, childhood, and upbringing to understand when it all went so wrong. What my sister did felt like something that was the result of years of resentment, or at least indifference towards me and our relationship as sisters. So how did I miss that? She never cared about me, did she? If she didn't, how could I have been so blind? Then, not even a week later, I heard that they have ended things. I found out in the oddest way possible. My sister texted me. The first time she texted me since everything started, she just wrote, "You be, I hope you burn in life and in hell." I was very confused because she just spent that week sharing cheesy, deep quotes about love and soulmates and romantic Insta stories with my soon-to-be ex-husband, but apparently that was over. Soon-to-be ex-husband has blocked her everywhere and she moved out because she came to my parents to get her children and had a meltdown when they asked for an explanation. Soon-to-be ex started calling and texting me again asking to meet because he wanted to explain because he loved me and wanted me to understand. He wanted to meet at least once before we started to meet with lawyers involved. So that is that. This has left me even more confused than if they had just ended up together. I understand falling out and in love, breaking up and starting anew, but I can't explain this. My soon-to-be ex keeps calling me his only love and true friend, and my sister, until I left, kept promising that she would never do anything to hurt me. She left her children at my parents' doorstep and didn't answer their calls or texts for a week. What? And all of this for a week? What were they thinking? Has anyone here heard of something like this happening? People throwing everything away for not even a week? What? What's happening? I don't think there's any way in hell OP would go back to Jabroni here. I don't think there's any way. Hatter, how much you want to bet that he got what he wanted from the sister and now he's done with her? Thanks for the great time. Now beat it. Relevant comments for this commenter, speak to my attorney. I'd have that as my outgoing voice message. Smart. Original OP, I haven't answered any calls from him, his family, or unknown numbers. I don't answer any texts either. Comment, men come and go, but a sister doing this is a abomination. I could not imagine betraying my sister like this. She ruined her own damned life. What is she blaming you for? Being married to her affair partner? I'd let her bitch ass have him. Let her bitch ass have him. Original OP, she can most certainly have him. Commenter, so they actually admitted to being together? Did they admit to the affair? Original OP, I don't know, to be honest. I don't think he knew that I knew they were together until he found out she was sharing it on Instagram. Commenter, I remember your first post. What threw me was him giving a whole spiel on how he loves you and doesn't love your sister in that way. And the first thing he does is move your sister into y'all's home. He's living in regret right now. These two are probably still in contact. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up together. Shake my head, onward and upward. Original OP, I don't think they are still in contact. No. Commenter, this is a thing with infatuation crush. You build someone up in your mind, but the reality is so very different. It's funny that it only took 1 week for them to fall apart. Your sister is dumping her kids, speaks volumes about the type of person she is. Agreed. I hope her life is hell. I hope karma her to the maximum. Go see him, let him explain, get your closure, and for the love of all that is holy, cut your sister off. Original OP, as much as I am confused and want answers, I don't want to get them from him. I don't know how the divorce will be done and if I'm going to need to see him or not. Hopefully not, but if it happens, my lawyer can do the talking. That's why I'm here instead. Maybe people here have experience with something similar and can explain what the happened these past 2 months. Hot take. What if she dumped her kids? She showed up at your house where soon-to-be ex is staying, and you said communication just stopped with him, right? How crazy is she? I think it's entirely possible she held him prisoner there for a week and finally gave up because he wouldn't break. Could have hit his phone. Oh, she could have hit his phone. I mean, look, I'm not saying, sweet but unlikely. Yeah, she didn't Kathy Bates him. She could have Kathy Bates him. Completely. I'm not saying this is what happened, but it's possible. It's possible. She's already unhinged. We know this. She dumped her kids without saying a word. And then he dropped off the face of the earth communication-wise. I don't know. I wish we knew what happened after this. I wish we knew why she left. And I wish we knew why she was so mad when she left, why she was mad at OP. I think there's still a very possible route here Where brozo, he's a brozo no matter what. Whether he's innocent or not, he's a brozo, right? For being in denial, for ignoring the love confession, if that is true, and not passing it along to his wife, also not revealing how frequent and deeply meaningful their contact was. Not coming clean about that, not good for him. There's still a just brozo route to this where he was oblivious, denial. Once she confessed love, that all kind of changes. But him believing that she could actually shove that down and still be friends, that is still entirely possible. And it's entirely possible that she just showed up and he let her in and she wouldn't leave for a week. Brozo. I mean, look at it. Like, even then, even if he is innocent here and he just wanted a friend, the fact that he hid the love confession, he hid how frequent and deeply meaningful their contact was enough of a lie to land him in this position. If he was hiding it, he knew it was wrong. If he was in denial, he knew it was wrong. Sister stopped by to console him and then wouldn't leave. Jennifer, the sister, was his best friend, and I think he thought he'd have that friend-zoned comfort. Well, yeah, what kind of mother abandons her children for a man, especially her sister's husband? I mean, that's the worst part of this by far. She is absolutely Ascon 1 Delulu Bizzo, right? There's no way around it. No way around it.